Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at noon.
Now at noon, as the dust continues to settle, it appears we have a winner. Donald Trump victorious in the race for the White House. Votes are still being counted in states like Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, and Alaska, but right now Trump sits at 276 electoral votes, making him the 47th president of the United States. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Warmoth.
I'm Bridget Ellison. CBS's Jared Hill tells us the former president's solid victory tells a larger story about voter turnout. We'll take a closer look at our local election results in just a few minutes, but now to another top headline of the day, the weather going from foggy to now soggy. Rain is just kind of set in across a lot of areas right now.
No doubt. Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos with a look at the forecast. So Candace, it's not raining everywhere, but where it is raining, it's coming down pretty hard.
Tropical downpours all associated with now Category 2 Hurricane Rafael. Now it's not directly impacted, but there's plenty of moisture getting surged up Caribbean, and that is making its way here to Central Florida, and it's starting to kind of widen out our chances, also bringing with it more of those intense rain bands. You can see through Altoona, Umatilla, down through Eustis, Seminole Springs, down through Bay Ridge, all the way stretching into Seminole County. Right now we are dealing with some moderate to heavy rain. Kind of the worst of the weather is right now just socked right over downtown Orlando, up I-4 through Altamont, Winter Springs, Lake Mary, and then further west throughout Pine Hills, south through Conway, Edgewater as well, and even heading into areas along the 528, the 417. So again, like Justin mentioned, it's not everyone who's seeing the rain, but those who are seeing it are seeing a lot of it. It is warm, it is muggy, it's all due to Hurricane Rafael. Again, right now a Category 2 hurricane, sustained winds of 110. I'll be showing you the forecast cone and a look at your hour-by-hour forecast for your Wednesday coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, see you then, Candace. Monique Worrell reclaiming her position as state attorney for Florida's 9th Judicial Circuit, covering Orange and Osceola counties. The question now is, what could come next? News 6's Angie Casada brings us more on her defeat over incumbent Andrew Bain. Angie, thank you. Two controversial amendments on the ballot this year have both failed to get enough support to pass. That includes Amendment 3, which would have legalized recreational marijuana in the state. It needed 60% at least to be approved, but got to 56%. Similar numbers for Amendment 4, which would have guaranteed women abortion rights up until viability, with 57% support, 3% shy of what was needed.
It was a huge win for school boards in 2 local counties after advocating for money to help fix old and worn down schools. So both Orange and Marion counties now have a half-cent sales tax in place meant to fund school maintenance and renovations. News 6's Mark Lehman continues our team coverage with what this means for students and parents. We have all the results for each and every race that matters to you on our website. Just go to clickorlando.com/results2024. Some breaking news this noon. Florida wildlife officials have announced they found the kangaroo last seen on the loose in Pearson. We first brought you this story last month when we got these videos here of that kangaroo jumping down the road in Pearson. Well, now again, we're learning that that kangaroo was found and returned safely to its owner.
Florida story right there. Just in right now, a new Tupperware announcing they will be closing down their Orlando headquarters building, meaning they'll be laying off 145 people working there. In a formal note sent out to employees, the company said for most, the layoffs will go into effect at the end of the year, December 31st. Tupperware filed for bankruptcy in September, and according to a news statement, the company plans to find a buyer for the whole company. It is beginning to feel like Christmas, and a lot of the holiday spirit comes from music.
And perhaps no one does holiday music quite like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Oh yeah, News 6 Insider Guide and morning anchor Crystal Moyer shows us how you can get free tickets. That's next.
Introducing the perfect gift scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
You know, for some it's Christmas carols, for others it's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, all festive and fun. This right here, though, not so fun if you have to head out right about now. This is a live look over downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando camera, and getting drenched this afternoon.
Yeah, it's hard to get into the holiday spirit when we're talking about tropical downpours, Candace.
If you squint your eyes really tight, it kind of looks like snow.
Okay. It doesn't feel like it out there. It's
it does
muggy.
not. Right now, it feels like 100 degrees in some spots. Here in Central Florida, November, and this is what we're dealing with. All right, so what to expect for the rest of the day? It's all thanks to Hurricane Raphael. Now, at least the good news is it's not coming here to Central Florida or anywhere close to Florida, but it is going to continue to increase our tropical moisture content in the atmosphere. Because of that, any rain that we see will develop and dump a lot of rain in a short amount of time, which is why our rain coverage for today is about 50 to 60%. We've seen a lot of rain already, but certainly feeling, looking, sounding, smelling like summer this afternoon. With heavy a few isolated thunderstorms can't be ruled out. We are tracking just a handful of lightning right now across parts of Central Florida. Some heavy rain now picking up between Umatilla through Seminole Springs. The worst of the weather, though, right now, just crossing over I-4 across areas of Altamont, Apopka, Lockhart, Fairvilla, there through Winter Park, Orlando, Azalea Park. This is kind of where the worst of the weather is as of now. But just a few hours ago, the worst of the weather was in areas in and around Osceola County, some areas in Brevard. So it's been very spotty, but where you're getting the rain, you're getting a lot of it. And again, the culprit is Hurricane Raphael. By the way, it's a Category 2 hurricane, has sustained winds of 110 miles per hour. You can see how well defined that center is, rapidly intensifying, could possibly intensify a little more before it makes its landfall there. So again, some models picking up a Category 3 hurricane pretty much as it crosses over this part of Cuba. Now, this part of Cuba is not extremely mountainous. That's more the eastern side. So we're not looking at a lot of high terrain kind of helping tear the system apart. Now, once it merges out into the Gulf of Mexico, it's going to be running into maybe less favorable conditions, and that's going to allow that gradual weakening trend as we head into the rest of the week and into the weekend. And then after that, models do disagree quite a bit. But again, for us here in Central Florida, this is all we're really dealing with when it comes to the tropics. So again, heavy amounts of rain will still be possible through 1, 2 o'clock. Again, models are picking up a little bit more rain throughout the day, but it looks like the bulk of it is pretty much on its way out. We could see a couple more scattered showers, though, for your Thursday, so we'll keep those rain chances about a 30%. Right now, though, out the door, temperatures, you can see in the blue here, we're in the low 80s, but look at the feels like temperatures. Right now, Titusville feels like 100 degrees. Sanford right now feeling like 93. Hence why I got the tropical palm fronds in the back. Now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for your Wednesday.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency? You ought to call Strata.
Officially, our highest today will be into those mid-80s, scattered down in the forecast. We're watching another area just north of the Caribbean. Whatever that does hold could be bringing with it a little more rain into the forecast come Sunday and Monday. But in the meantime, expect those highs stay pretty steady in those mid-80s. Stick around. News 6 at noon continues after the break.
The live News 6 Mount Dora camera is sponsored by the city of Mount Dora, someplace special.
Welcome back. It's now been 1 year since a Mount Dora mom went missing, and investigators are asking for help in trying to find her. Nicole Baldwin was last seen in November of 2023. Investigators say that they suspect foul play is involved in her disappearance, but right now they do not have any concrete leads. Mount Dora police offering $10,000 to anyone who has information on her whereabouts. News 6 will be right back.
We'll be right back at 4 with more news and weather.